Welcome. Now, the question I'm often asked is, how do you meditate? And that is probably the best way to start. And the answer is, however you wish. How do you meditate? Not how do I meditate, but how do you meditate? So we can't all sit in a cross-legged position like I'm doing now with an alert spine. We may find it more comfortable to have our feet settled on the floor and just a little bit of support behind us. But the one thing that we do usually have in common is that we are alert, which is why it's usually more helpful not to just lie down and snuggle up and let everything pass out of your mind as your body relaxes. So our aim really is to stay alert, but to give some attention to this busy mind and see if we can just find a little bit of balance, peace, or even something more from these few moments that we stay in a seated position. So if you'd like to join me now, if you have a few moments, it won't be very long, and of course you are in charge. You can turn me on or turn me off, whatever you feel like doing. If you haven't got time now, then it probably means that you need to make a little bit more time later. So let's settle in whichever position feels most comfortable for you. And if you are comfortable, let those eyelids drop and close your eyes. Or you can just soften your gaze, even perhaps finding something in front of you to look at. But just soften that gaze. Just let yourself become steady and still. And of course, as soon as you stop looking at things, the mind starts to come inwards a little bit, and you may be more aware of the sounds around you. You may even go back into that body, find areas that will appreciate you giving them a bit more attention until you can let them go and commit to being still for a little bit longer. And now maybe you'll start to notice more internal movements, the breath, the heartbeat, other sensations. Now just be a little bit more aware, more connected with your breath. Feel that inhalation coming in through your nostrils. Maybe noticing that inhalation just around the tips of the nostrils. Perhaps a slightly cooler air coming into the body. And when you've completely finished that inhalation, just hold it just for a moment and then let it go, sliding smoothly and slowly out of the body, out again of those nostrils. You might feel a little bit warmer as it leaves the body. Watch it go, let it go completely, but without force. And then feel that inhalation coming in again. You might like to just focus on the sensation just around the nostrils. Inhaling and exhaling. Now I'd like you to just focus on a part of your body. Could be your heart or your throat, or just between the eyebrows, or even the top, the crown of your head. You can keep returning to your breath, and only when you're ready, just bring your focus as though you're bringing that breath to whichever area you have chosen. just settle there and notice, but without any judgment, that the mind starts to wander, because that is what we are doing. We're watching the mind, in a way, watching the mind, watching the mind. And instead of judging or lingering or rejecting whatever comes to you, maybe just be a little bit more fascinated by it. I sometimes say to myself, where on earth did that come from? Wow. Could be from the past, could be from the future, could be something that brings fear or joy. Where did that come from? And then often it will just dissipate and go again, and you can come back to wherever you centered yourselves and draw that breath in again to connect, to be aware. Maybe you could just bring in a colour. Is there a colour that comes to you now into that area that you have focused on? Maybe green or blue or gold or silver. Choose a colour and just focus on that colour. The depth of the colour, the brightness, the glow. Just feel that colour just gently spreading and opening. The shades, the darkness, the light. And now just let that colour go, as though it's just dissolving, gradually disappearing. Just keep yourself with that space that you have focused on, created. And now come back to your breath where we started, and let it start to move again, coming in through the nostrils, a gentle pause, leaving the body again through the nostrils, and another pause, drawing in, releasing, drawing in, releasing. And now I'm just going to invite you to bring your palms together. Keep those eyes soft or closed, and just feel the contact of your palms. Maybe cool or warm, just gently touching. And now let's just lengthen the spine and feel the body becoming more alert again. Just drawing the fingertips towards your heart, and we take an exhalation together and settle our hands down on our thighs or our lap. Open our eyes, and we're back together again. Thank you. Namaste.